Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your Kocosports.net's weekly WWE SmackDown Live review. I'm your host, LK from Kocosports.net, and joined by the second night in 2 rows. What a treat. What a treat.
The world's ending. I just hope you're aware of that.
What was that?
The world's going to end now because of this.
Yeah, it's insanity. We're joined twice in a row. I can hear myself again.
God damn it.
I'm joined by... No, I can't hear myself now. Well, technical difficulties brought to you by Kocosports.net. We are joined once again by Sammy Sinister. Sammy, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good beyond the fact that right before we went live, I told LK how I just go through these phases where I really like reading paranormal stuff. And I found this new paranormal thing that I was reading about, and it scared the holy shit out of me. So I've been sleeping with like all the lights on. So beyond that, we're doing pretty good.
I do that. I do it to myself deliberately sometimes. Like certain things really scare me, and I deliberately, for some really fucking weird reason, I'll like look at it and I'm like, oh, it doesn't scare me now, but I know as soon as nighttime comes, it'll scare the shit out of me. And most people don't realize, like out there, it's like literally a 10-step walk. I can't leave the laptop in here, otherwise it'll freeze to damn death.
Yeah.
So I take my laptop upstairs, so I have to walk with the laptop with a notepad into the home. I do it all in once, but I have to stop, lock the office door, and it's a 10-step walk, if that. But it's fucking pitch black at night, and you can't see anything. So I'm there on my phone getting the flashlight out, but don't want to flash it too high up in the air to wake it. Oh, dude, it's a fucking mess. It's a spectacle in its own right. They should put a camera. I think it'll be really funny. But SmackDown Live, it's there for a treat. Win, loss, or tie is normal, and thoughts and comments. We'll read them after we break down this show. Sammy, we'll go for you first. Win, loss, or tie?
It's almost the opposite of Raw for me. I enjoyed it, but I didn't feel like outside of one segment, I didn't feel that the build-up to the Rumble was as good as Monday Night Raw. I'm probably still going to give it a win because I think SmackDown's just been the better written show. Truth be told, and we'll get into that in a couple of segments. But I think I'm going to give it a weak win.
Yeah, I was going to give it a tie, but I did really enjoy the main event. I thought the crowd were really hot. I enjoyed the Ziggler stuff. I really enjoyed the AJ Cena stuff. That really was good. I enjoyed the Mickey James stuff. I really enjoyed Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. But if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you of course get Randy Orton. So that's going to be an obvious. I'm going to give it a tie. Actually, I reread.
Go ahead and give it a tie.
I'm going to give it a tie because of what happened during a certain segment, which we'll get to. So we have Miz show starts with Daniel Bryan trying to eat an apple. And immediately I'm thinking, is this a Carlito reference?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I was like, okay. And then Daniel Bryan walks in. Miz walks in. He complains about not having a private dressing room. Bryan then gives Miz the Intercontinental Championship rematch, and it will be a lumberjack match for some reason. I think it was because Miz said, I pay everyone's bills, and then said, look, you pay their bills. They'll be ringside for you in the lumberjack match. At least we didn't start with a 15-minute in-ring promo. So I prefer that. It set up the main event short and sweet.
Exactly. And, you know, there was a reason for why there was a gimmick main event. It wasn't just, hey, let's put him in a cell, or hey, let's do a hardcore match, or hey, let's do this. No, like there was a reason that they had a match like this. You know, like you talk shit, get hit. And that's what SmackDown has done so much better than Raw, is that they've had a reason for all their matches. You know, Alexa Bliss continued to cheat and continued to cheat. Well, what's one way we can try and keep people from interfering and make her have to play by the rules more? Put them in a cage. You know, and a bunch of other instances like that. But their storytelling is far superior than Raw's is.
Yeah, and also there's no cruiserweights, which also helps. I was talking to my friend earlier. We just went to the shop and we were talking about the cruiserweights. And I was like, dude, they wrestle the WWE style, which is why it's not getting over. And it's like, what do you mean the WWE style? I was like, look at the Cruiserweight Classic. Look at Monday Night Raw. Oh, yeah. Yes, it does. And yeah. I'll chop on it until I'm blue in the face. I think the Cruiserweights suck. I will refuse to watch 205 Live. I might do a review. Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. I won't do a review of that shit show. I don't care who's in it. I don't care if you have Kota Ibushi versus Akira Tozawa. They will just stink the joint out because A, no one would know who they are. B, because they're not over on a W stage. And C, they wrestle a W style, which sadly is a bad style if you enjoy good pro wrestling anyway. Randy Orton and Luke Harper. I actually really enjoyed this. Harper hit
good.
I did. Harper hit a really nice big boot on the floor. Both men are down. Then Bray throws both of them back into the ring. Orton has one of the best superplexes in the history of anything ever. Just a really nice superplex. So good. Everything. He doesn't do much, Randy Orton. But what he does is so damn smooth and crisp. Harper goes to the discus clothesline. Orton RKO out of nowhere to get the win. That's not the story here. The story, though, is post-match. Bray pulls up Luke Harper. Looks like he's going to help him up, but bam, Sister Abigail's him. Again, tension now. Is Harper out of the Wyatt family? All three men will be involved in the Rumble. Will Harper eliminate Bray, or will Randy Orton eliminate Bray?
I like this a lot. I like this a lot because I'm hoping that it can turn Luke Harper heel. Full disclosure, I don't know if I've ever said this on the show before. I'm a huge Luke Harper mark. I think he is one of the most underutilized talents on any roster that WWE has. He's good on the mic. He's really good in the ring. He works a big man style, but not the WWE big man style. And I would love to see him turn face or turn maybe some form of tweener, or maybe even stay heel. Just get out of the Wyatt family and then go after Ambrose for the Intercontinental match. Because I would like to see him as Intercontinental Champion again.
Yeah, me too. I think that'll be good, but will he stay as the gimmick he's got now, or what will he do?
I mean, he could totally use the gimmick he has now. Even if he didn't, if he wanted to modify it and go more with like the Brody Lee one that he used on the Independents, where he's just, weird, hairy trucker, which I'm completely okay with as well. His gimmick works. They just need to get him under the mic a little bit more. Let him talk a little bit more. And I think he can do really good. I mean, he succeeded very well on his own when he went from the Wyatt family last time. I just don't know if I'd keep him heel or if I'd turn him face. That's the only thing I don't know if he'd work as a face. I know he works as a heel. And questions, because I'm looking kind of past the Royal Rumble with this and what they're going to do. Now, as far as going into the Rumble, to answer your question, I think we'll see the beginnings of Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton in the Royal Rumble, because for some reason, like the Vegas betting odds have like the number 2 most likely winner being Randy Orton. So somebody must know something I don't know.
Okay, that's very. See, I obviously can't see the betting odds because mine are all in English. That's really fucking interesting. Randy Orton. Okay, someone must know something and said, "Look, I'll fucking put a big bet on," and lots of people have saw that. That's very interesting.
Somebody's got to know something,
dude.
But I still don't see him winning. I see a Bray. What the fuck is his name? Randy Orton match coming.
Randy Orton, AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Holy fuck! That is Cena Taker non-title. Off you go. Goldberg, Reigns. Off you go. Brock Lesnar. Fat Owens, whatever. Sorry, Kevin Owens. Shit, that's gonna give me heat. And then you do Taker, Cena, and then you do Styles, Orton. Wow, that's just wow. Orton and Styles just made me pre-cum. I'm glad I got a blanket. I'm glad I got a blanket down there. Oh, that's like Okada and Styles was so good. Orton is just. I can't believe I'm comparing Randy Orton to Kazuchika Okada on a fucking live show. I'm asking for death threats now, but. Orton and Okada are very similar, and that's either a big compliment to Okada or a damn insult to Okada, depending on how you look at it. Just the way they work and their styles. And Okada is obviously a better wrestler than Randy Orton, but Randy Orton could tell the story, and WWE is a story-based company. And when you're watching WWE, you tend to not look for the wrestling just for the story. So I think Orton and AJ has money written over it, but Orton and Bray would have to, sadly, though, finish their feud. And maybe they could do that at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, because that's in a few weeks, which means they would have to quicken this story up. But yeah, maybe that's why they did it here, because they're like, okay, we'll do Orton turn on Bray at the Rumble, then at the Chamber, Orton wins the Rumble, and then Bray challenges Randy Orton for his spot, and then Randy Orton wins and finally gets his revenge and then challenges AJ. But AJ has to get past super big match John first, who never loses a big match, and this is a big match, so he won't lose. But I don't know. That's just a very interesting. I didn't realize the betting odds had Randy Orton there. That was really interesting.
Yeah, somebody brought that up to me really recently, and I was like, "There's got to be somebody. They've got to know something that we don't know."
And that's scary and both good at the same time. Then we have Mickie James. She comes out. She has an in-ring promo with Renee Young. She cuts a passionate promo about how this women's revolution is insulting to all the greats before her, which is actually a very fair point because they're coming out and saying it was nothing but bra and panties and whores. So she has a fair point. And then she says Alexa, had to fight the system to get where she is. Becky Lynch comes out. She brawls with Mickie James. Bliss then beats on Lynch from the crowd. 2-on-1 beatdown. Bliss with a twisted Bliss over the top. It's simple. You're establishing Mickie James as the heel, aligned herself with Bliss. Becky Lynch gets sympathy as a face, but what's the build for Rumble? Is there a match for the Rumble? Not that I know of. They do what they always do and announce it on Talking Smack, which I refuse to watch.
Yeah, sorry, work. I'm trying to do 2 jobs at one time. My work, since I got promoted, I'm getting ass loads of emails. But the intent of the promo to me was really good in when it solidified, Mickie James as a heel. And again, she, like you said, she had a really fair point in that, we shit on a lot of the women's wrestlers before the Divas Revolution, but there were, not all, the vast majority were still bad, but there were some excellent talents back in the day. And Mickie James was definitely one of those and deserves her spot. The problem I had is that the promo execution was bad. She's not great on the mic to me.
No, but I just liked what she was saying, and she's never been a promo girl, really, woman, sorry. She's never has been one. But I thought her execution was better than what I anticipated. Maybe it's because of her accent, I think. It's half the problem.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It didn't quite, it felt a little forced to me.
Oh, dude, I just looked at the, sorry, Kof, there, the Wikipedia, and this is the women's SmackDown match, okay? This is according to Wikipedia. I don't know if this is official or it was announced on Talking Smack or whenever that happens. Okay. According to Wikipedia, Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Nikki Bella versus Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya, and that is on the main show, not the pre-show.
Yeah, they announced that in, towards the end of the live show. You must have missed it.
Okay, I didn't see that. What a waste of time. You should have done... You could have done Alexa Bliss and Mickie James versus Naomi and Becky Lynch, and then do Nikki Bella versus Natalya on the pre-show, because there's no SmackDown pre-show match. It's just 2 Raw pre-show matches. But maybe they'll add something. I reckon they might do Apollo Crews versus Dolph Ziggler on the pre-show for SmackDown anyway.
I think so. I think if you include the pre-show, I think this is like a 5 or 6 hour show.
Yeah, dude. If you include the pre-show, it's 6 hours, isn't it? Because the Rumble itself is 4 hours long. But when the Royal Rumble match itself, that'll fly by.
And I want the Royal Rumble match to be like an hour long. Truth be told,
it's almost guaranteed to be at least 45 minutes long. Due to the entrance, it's guaranteed to be 45 minutes long, and the last 15 minutes usually is. But I'm kind of excited, and I'm pumped because starting Friday, it's my 1 week vacation, so I'm excited for Friday. I'm going to watch Evolve 76. I've got a friend coming around. We're going to watch that, and then I'm going to review that live after it airs on FlowSlam. Saturday, Evolve 77, then NXT TakeOver Live, reviewing that live after it airs, and then Sunday, Rumble. I'm actually quite excited for the weekend. And maybe it's just because of the holiday, or I'm actually excited for the Rumble.
I'm very excited for the Rumble.
Is it the fact, okay, this is a tough question. Is it the fact that it's the Royal Rumble that you're excited, or is it been that WWE on this Raw and on this SmackDown has done a good enough job to the point where you're excited for the Rumble? Which one is it?
Say those one more time.
So you have a choice of excited because of the brand itself for Royal Rumble, and it's the Royal Rumble, I'm excited, or is it because WWE has done a good job on both Raw and SmackDown this week of building it?
Both. It's definitely both. The Royal Rumble is by far my favorite pay-per-view. At WrestleMania, I don't even really consider WrestleMania a pay-per-view anymore. It is its own entity. So if you take out WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble is by far my favorite one. So I'm always super excited for it. But I think the last couple of weeks, both brands have done a really good job in promoting this. Not even just with Goldberg, Lesnar, Undertaker, but all the other micro feuds that are going into the Rumble, I think has been very, very well thought out.
Minus Owens and Reigns, I think that's been abysmal.
Yeah, it's been piss poor. Like I said, I want prize fighter Owens back.
Yeah, me too. And I apologize about making the comment on Owens earlier. It just slipped out. Carmella takes Jobber James to the shopping center. James gets loads of different attires, appearances on, wearing gangster clothes. And, I need to find that time back because it was severely wasted watching that segment. And quite frankly, it was nearly as bad as the next segment I'm going to talk about. Unbelievable. What were your thoughts on this disgraceful, dirty, danky segment?
I genuinely didn't even fucking pay attention.
Lucky
if we're
you.
going to be honest with ourselves.
Lucky
it was
you.
there. Kind of like, I don't even remember what fucking segment we were talking about yesterday. But my eyes were on the TV. The TV was on, and that segment was being projected through my television, but I did not watch it.
That was the Cruiserweights, of course. It was the Cruiserweights with the Alicia Part. Of course it is. And then we had the fucking 10-man Battle Royal qualifying match for the Rumble. I'm happy they did a qualifying match. I'm very sad Mojo Rawley won.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. So, again, full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, I sent a message to LK and Booms on our Facebook chat right as that he won to say, if it meant that Mojo Rawley would never get into a wrestling ring again, I would watch my grandfather masturbate. I would. And come and everything. Because it's one of the few fuck-ups from SmackDown. What the hell do they see in him? I don't get it. And Vaudevillains are fucking eliminated in 5 seconds. So at one point in time was my favorite tag team on the planet, but they decided to shit all over them. But no, fucking Mojo Rawley. Oh, he played football? Fucking send his ass to the main sport. God, fuck him. Mojo Rawley is fucking cancer.
The thing is, though, okay, you could have done that, but why couldn't you have just had Baron Corbin just squash some guys and promote him as a big threat for the Rumble? No one thinks Mojo fucking Rawley is going to win.
Exactly.
You could have had...
On that, I do agree with you that I think it would have been better because I went to that SmackDown Live event a weekend or two ago, and the main event was Cena versus AJ versus Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin held his own very, very well in that match. He got a lot of help from the other two guys, especially Cena did a lot of honors for him. But that's a guy that I can see as a main event hill one day. I really do. And I think it would have been better if he came out and just squashed people and won this. But he covered for himself really good on commentary by saying, yeah, look how hard they're going. Look how driven they are to try and win this just to get into the Royal Rumble. All I had to do was ask, and they gave it to me.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I loved it. I loved it because it makes him look cocky. It makes him look like a heel. It's because we talked about this people putting themselves in the match. Well, he put himself over because he knew that was a dickhead thing to do, to just put himself in the match. I liked it.
But it's burying every other talent who didn't just step foot in. And
Good. He shouldn't give a shit about the rest of the talent.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining about what he's saying. I'm complaining in the flaw of the storytelling. You just buried every single person who didn't just say they're going to be in by doing that. And that's just what they do.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one. This is one of the few times I think we'll disagree, because I think it worked great for him. His storytelling, it's like, wow, he's a piece of shit. Look how much he doesn't care.
With that being said, though, I've been nagging on for the past 6 weeks about not having qualifiers. So I think that's more in my mind than anything else. We go to a parking lot. Natalya attacks Nikki for being a prostitute and a whore and her prices being too much. That's why only Big Match John can afford her. We'll move on. Her rates won't go any lower. I apologize. AJ Styles then comes out. He cuts a promo. He cuts a promo about being pissed off. He's in the back of the Royal Rumble poster. That's actually very true. I actually looked at the poster.
I would be legit pissed off if I was him. I'm the fucking champion, and you're gonna delegate me to the back behind part-timers and part-timers. He's behind part-timers.
That's your champ. Where was Kevin Owens in that as well? What are they doing? Anyway, and they wonder why people aren't over. Just putting it out there. He wants Cena in the ring right now. Big Match John comes out wearing some of the most horrible attire he's ever worn, these weird-ass shorts, this really horrendous, just downright disgraceful T-shirt. It's horrible. Horrible. They show a clip from the Today Show calling AJ a guy from Atlanta, this fucking whore. I don't know if she was told to do that. If it was that live on air, I hope that wasn't live on air. I hope that was a pre-tape recorded for SmackDown, because that was fucking horrible.
I'm fairly certain that was live.
Oh, shame on you, you silly whore. Shame on you, Cena, as well. AJ then says he replaced Cena when Cena left, and says Cena knows that AJ is better than him inside the ring and calls him a sorry excuse for a wrestler. Cena then cuts a promo saying, if AJ didn't succeed, you already have your excuses. Just say I buried you. I like that. And says he wasn't made for the Indies, and AJ has the title just because he let him, but that ends on Sunday. Great hype. They didn't touch. That was good. I love the fact they didn't touch, because now you're like, oh my God, I haven't seen them wrestle. Obviously, you have seen them wrestle at SummerSlam and No Mercy, I think it was in the three-way. But
house shows. By the way, remind me to tell you
and
the
house
story
shows.
about the house show.
Why? Is it bad off air to the point
Oh,
where...
no. It's actually really funny. Long story short, me and my two buddies are all wearing our Bullet Club shirts, and we screamed at children. But we'll get there here in a little bit.
Okay, so we have a prison sentence coming our way. Speaking of a prison sentence, Kalisto faces Dolph Ziggler. Kalisto goes for a springboard. Dolph Ziggler midair superkick gets the win. Ziggler, you nasty man. Fucking Kalisto, you poor man. You've hit the bottom of the barrel, my friend. You need to get your ass onto 205 Live. But the issue with that, Kalisto, is you'll never have me talking about you ever again if you do that.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep. If I'm a luchador, I just want to find a way to fucking get to Lucha Underground as quickly as I can. Imagine what he could do in the temple.
Oh, imagine what he could do. But at the same time, right, back to the actual match, I was torn. I was happy Ziggler got a really good win. At the same time, I was sad because I was like, dude, Kalisto, that's Kalisto. Couldn't you have just put him Dolph Ziggler versus Darryl Allen, or not Darryl Allen, Barry Allen, or Barry Cooper, or someone? Instead of
anything. I actually I didn't really focus on this match. I missed a good chunk of it.
Dude,
how invested I was.
Dude, there was nothing to it. The match had like two pieces of offense in.
It wasn't great. I like Hill Ziggler. I think he really needs to go Ziggler. Needs to go full Hill Ziggler. But Ziggler. So God, I went this fucking. That's another long ass story. Last event I went to, there's this fucking human Asperger mouth breathing machine next to me, and when Ziggler came out, he just kept going, "Let's go Ziggler," and it just, oh God damn it, it pissed me off so much.
Did he smell?
Oh, dude, he smelled like a fucking foot. He was terrible. Like, picture of what you think when somebody that should, God damn it, he was the worst. Just fucking this mountain of a fat bastard who's like fucking gelatinous fat rolls kept rolling over into my seat, and I'm there with my niece trying to watch this, and he's just, "Let's go Ziggler," and like his shirt's like 4 sizes too big, and his nasty ass stomach's hanging out of the bottom. It's just like, oh Jesus Christ, what a piece of shit. I was so mad.
It's just a stereotypical American, severely overweight.
Think of what you think of an American with Asperger's. That's what you get.
Grey shirt to expose their fucking fat bodies, and then the sweat pouring out from their armpits.
You are not far off, my friend. It was awful.
Oh, everyone gets in. To be fair, I got my tickets for Raw today, sadly, because I wanted to get a Rev Pro in April, but because it's a 2-day thing, I'm going with my girlfriend and a friend. So we're going for the night, hotel, SmackDown, come home. So it's like a mini vacation kind of thing. If it wasn't for the hotel, if it wasn't for SmackDown Live, I would have gone to Rev Pro. But I still could get a Rev Pro as well. But I know for a fact after the tour of UK in September, I'm going to go to because Rev Pro have annual events, so it's one a year, like WWE pay-per-views, and they always have one in August, and I'm definitely going to go to that one. I want to get to ICW, and I want to get to a Progress if they can get the tickets on sale quick enough. Anyway, what else have we got? Ziggler and Cruz, they fight until Ziggler, after destroying Kalisto in 5 seconds, runs away like a coward because it's WWE and, it's WWE. Maybe we're going to get a qualifying match on the pre-show between Ziggler and Cruz, unless they're both announced for the Rumble. Have they both announced for the Rumble? Haven't been paying much.
Who's that?
Ziggler and Cruz.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen the full list of everyone that's in the fucking excuse me, in the match.
Okay, because I thought that Ziggler or Cruz wasn't in, and they'll do a qualifying match on the pre-show or something. And then we went to something that confused the fuck out of me. Because did they or did they not promote Naomi versus Natalya?
They did.
And Naomi came out, and I forgot she was still employed, and she issues an open challenge. But I thought Natalya was the one meant to be wrestling Naomi.
Did you miss where she got attacked by Brie Bella? Or, excuse me, Nikki Bella?
Oh, yeah, I went for a piss.
Yeah, she got attacked by Nikki Bella, and so she couldn't make it to the ring.
That makes more sense now. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, I missed that. I apologize. It said Naomi Natalia next, so I thought to myself, let's do a run for the toilet. Anyway, Bliss comes out. She basically says, "Who the fuck are you?" Naomi wants a title match. Bliss says, she's not even in her league, and just walks off. I literally on my comments here, I said, I swear I'll be so damn fucking pissed off if Naomi gets a title match now. But we know it's a 6-man women or 6-women's tag match.
Good question though is 2 points I want to make. I want to go back and then I'm going to make the point, and then I'm going to go back to a point I meant to make earlier. Who is the next contender for the women's title?
How about this? How about all 6 of them are involved in a women's elimination chamber match at the pay-per-view?
Ooh, I like that. Who comes out of the title? Mickie James?
Maybe. And then you do Mickie James, Becky Lynch at Mania.
Yeah, truth be told, I'd keep it on Alexa Bliss until Mania, and then get building up the Becky Lynch story and have Becky Lynch have to beat Mickie James to get the belt, to get a title match, and then go into Mania as the underdog to have to beat Alexa Bliss. Maybe in a gimmick match, maybe not in a gimmick match, and then that's where she wins the title match. Because I've really enjoyed Alexa Bliss as the champion. I think she's a really good heel champion. And that's one reason I want to see the belt stay on her. I just see that as being a better story than Becky Lynch versus Mickie James for the belt.
I see a Mickie James, Nikki Bella feud heading into Mania for some really fucked up reason. I don't know why. That's what I picture. And then we have a lumberjack match for the IC title. Dean Ambrose defending against the Miz and Miz's rematch. I actually really enjoyed this. The NK, well, there was some good stuff in it. So Maurice grabs Ambrose's leg. Miz hits Daniel Bryan's running knee for 2. I enjoyed that. Ambrose with the elbow drop off the top onto all the lumberjacks on the floor. Corbin attacks Ambrose. All the lumberjacks brawl in the ring. Miz rolls him up for 2. Uses the ropes. That was a really good near fall. Ambrose hits the dirty deeds to get the win. Good match. Hot crowd. But it didn't do a good enough job of building towards the Rumble. So where Raw succeeded, SmackDown failed. But where Raw failed and they failed hard, SmackDown succeeded and succeeded very well.
Yeah, and that's what I really liked. And to make the points I wanted to go back on, the Cena AJ segment was fucking gold. I absolutely loved it. I thought both guys put on a hell of a promo. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I've started, just because, I'm a big comic book nerd, and I love Old Man. I hate Wolverine, but I love the comic book Old Man Logan. So I've started calling Cena Old Man Cena. He's like this grumpy old, just going to say whatever he feels like, angry man that's going to beat up people. So he's Old Man Cena. And it's that match is going to be kick-ass. I am super hype on Cena AJ.
Yeah, they did a really good job. And I believe that the Royal Rumble match will not be the main event. I think AJ Cena will be the main event. I think it will go all the pre-matches, the Rumble match, then Owens and Reigns, then Cena and AJ for the title. I think that's what they'll go. And we'll go to some live comments. I've actually got the live comments up for once. So we have Andy Paps Baby. He puts ties. Fair enough. Edward Mahan says, "What's up, guys?" Chauncey Bullock. Brother LK, I knew you'd come. Edward Mohan says, "When is Eric Rowan returning?" Fact that Eric
for his own sake, let's hope he doesn't. And I don't want to say that like I dislike Eric Rowan. I think he can have potential, but WWE's not going to do dick with him unless they reform that tag team with him and Luke Harper, and then they go after the tag team titles from American Alpha. That could be pretty cool.
Maybe, but the fact that Eric Rowan would still be on the show would be a downfall. Heavy J says, "Lots Ibushi and Zack Sabre were smart to stay away from WWE." I agree. I don't think Zack Sabre. I was talking about this. I don't know who I was talking about it. I was talking about it with someone. Maybe it was on air. Maybe it was off air. I was talking about how he's a really good technician, but he just wouldn't fit in WWE because he has no character.
No.
Like that's not an insult at him. I think he's a really, 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 really good pro wrestler, but he's not a sports entertainer, and WWE employs sports entertainers.
Exactly. And honestly, that's the problem with the overwhelming majority of your indie wrestlers. They're great fucking wrestlers. They're terrible. There's not very good characters, and you have to have a character to make it on televised wrestling. I mean, look at ROH. We bitch and complain about how terrible their television is because they have no characters outside of like 1 or 2 people. One of them being one of my favorites right now. But and that's how I feel about the overwhelming majority of of independent wrestlers. And I think that's a downfall of them. But, people are like, oh, so-and-so is smart to stay away. So-and-so shouldn't go there. It'll ruin their career. You know why people go to WWE?
Dollar.
Money. They've got money with very, very few exceptions. People make more money. Yeah, like you can make a livable wage doing the independents and such. And yeah, everyone always wants to be like, oh, well, Kevin Owens took a pay cut to go to WWE. He did initially. Now look how much money he's making. Now look how different WWE or NXT is compared to when he first came in. They're bringing in named talent to go straight into the main event to be a touring brand. You go to WWE to make money and save up to be able to retire on.
I think, though, it depends what indies you're doing. Because I think if you do New Japan or HTN, I think you're going to make a damn good living. Like, you can have a crappy...
you can make a really good amount of money. WWE is going to pay you more.
That's true. WWE will always pay you more, and that's just a sad monopolization of the fucking wrestling world, isn't it? Really,
and it's going to be easier on your body because you're not going to have to do as many crazy gimmick matches. The schedule's going to be tough, but you can retire with a nice fat ass paycheck. And I don't blame.
Actually, that's not always true. That's not always true.
At the end of the day,
that's not always true. Like, not everyone gets over. Look at fucking Kurt Hawkins. Do you reckon he's on a beastie ass check?
No, but he's probably making more than he was on the Indies. And now
I guess he wasn't doing big shows.
Smarter, and they're letting a lot of people work in their brand and still work the Indies. They're not doing hard contracts anymore, except for their top talent. With these tournaments going on, and with people like Kurt Hawkins, some other people. I want to say Kurt Hawkins is still doing Indies. I could be incorrect about that. But you can make money in WWE in lots of it, and that's why people go to WWE.
I guess if you believe in yourself that much, you're going to say, look, you're not going to fail. Clifton Smith says SmackDown and NXT are the only products from WWE I watch. Don't blame you. Edward Mohan says, I'm really tired. I'm really tired of James Ellsworth. I fucking hate Yeah, the guy needs to be unemployed like this, man. I fucking hate Mojo Rawley. That was a comment from Edward Mahan.
I knew I liked him for a reason.
He then says, I would rather watch Miss Kitty versus Mae Young.
You'd rather watch what?
Miss Kitty versus Mae Young. Do you remember back in Rumble 2000 when Mae Young got her fucking tits out? Heavy J says Corbin should have squashed Mojo after the match. Yeah, that really should have happened. What's up with Mojo when he had like something Mojo Rising or something on his fucking arm pad, so I wanted to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
Chauncey,
I hate him.
I agree. Chauncey Bullock says beat up John Cena. Edward Mohan said final four in the Rumble: Taker, Corbin, Goldberg, Lesnar.
You're probably correct. But no, you're not correct, because I don't think any of those four people could win it. I don't think, they could win it. That's part of the issue. But that's not who I think is going to win. I'm really hoping they put something crazy out of the back, and then that's who wins the Rumble. Like we talked about, like a fucking Cesaro winning the Rumble. Or
don't do that to me. Let's not.
So let me tell you about my Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar.
That's why Goldberg's winning the Rumble, because they're doing Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar.
So it's I don't know who's gonna win, but I don't know if it'll necessarily be those four. I mean, maybe that's me being naive that I don't want it to be those four, because I don't really want it to be those four. Like hell, I would love if a Cesaro or a Bray Wyatt won the fucking match, but more than likely you're going to be correct.
I reckon if you substitute, I don't think Goldberg's going to be in there that long. I think Orton's going to have a long one. I'm pumped for Orton winning now. All this talk about Randy Orton being in the odds.
Yeah,
Dude, it'll be amazing. It'll be on air and it'll be like, everyone's like, oh, fucking Randy Orton. I'll be there like, yeah, if you built a Royal Rumble winner from the ground up, you get Randy Orton. And everyone's like, die. Like, who's this fucking Mark talking shit?
You know who I want to see run the Royal more and more now that I think about it? Because we talked about it yesterday. I want to see the Sami Zayn Underground. And I want to get one real last Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn match. And have him finally, through ROH, through PWG, and God knows how many other independents, through NXT, finally have Sami Zayn beat Kevin Owens for the belt.
Imagine that. Just imagine that. But it's WWE, and that's awesome, so it won't happen.
It's not gonna fucking happen.
No. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up. That's the thing. I don't want to get my hopes up because they could do it. They could do it. They could. Oh, they won't. They didn't. Oh. Edward Mohan says John Cena's new shirt is the Florida Gators color.
It is.
Don't follow football or whatever that was. Edward Mohan says I'd love to see Rey Mysterio versus Kalisto. I think that would be really good.
That would be awesome. Then again, I watched Rey Mysterio wrestle a fucking half-empty Coke bottle.
When Cena made that Berry remark, Otunga should have said something about him fucking over the Nexus angle. That would have been quite funny, wouldn't it? Clifton Smith says, not even hyped for the Royal Rumble. Wait until February for New Beginning shows in New Japan. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Rumble. I'm excited for the New Japan shows as well. But I just think they've done a decent enough job. Maybe it's because my expectations for WWE have gone so low that if they do anything remarkably mediocre, it's like, oh, that's amazing. That's
and like I said, I'm excited because it's just the Rumble, and I really, really enjoy the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and like I saw you're doing like a house gimmick. The Rumble will end. It'll take 15 minutes for us to go live because I've actually got to walk back from my friend's house. It's a 5-minute walk, but I've got to. He's literally down the road from me, but because I've got to finish, leave, and set the laptop in the office, set all the live stream up, I'll be 15 minutes post live. So if you go, oh shit, where's the Kocosports review after Royal Rumble? Like it's been 10 minutes. Just literally hold off and wait 5 more minutes.
Yeah, just give us some time. Like I said, I'm having a bunch of. I'll wait for the big pay-per-view, so Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. I always invite a bunch of folks over to my house. Even folks that aren't wrestling fans, they just like having fun. So I come over, I always cook for everybody. I won't be able to cook this year because I'm going to be driving back from about 2 hours away. And also, I'll barely make it in time for the start. That being said, I'll probably be a little bit late too because I'll have to corral everybody out of my house before I can jump on.
That's perfect. Then you can corral, I'll walk, and we'll catch our ass in the Royal Rumble review. That's perfect. That's worked out brilliantly then, really, hasn't it?
Cool.
Antium Bishop says Ziggler in, Cruz not in. Okay, cool. That was talking about the Royal Rumble match. See, look, this is where we have live comments. I have a question. How are they bringing the chamber back and there will be no blood?
That's a good-ass question. They've been a little more lenient on blood over this last year because there was blood in Hell in a Cell with Taker and Lesnar. There was blood at SummerSlam. There was blood in Hell in a Cell. I'm gonna say like there's been blood. So let's hope they loosen up ever so slightly.
You can only dream, can't you? You can only dream. And then what we got here? Where are we? Here we are. Dun, 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 dun. I didn't answer. I'll answer the question. They're bringing it back. The reason they didn't, I'm guessing, was they just stopped, didn't they? They did it halfway through the year. Then they did it at the beginning of the year. Then they did it halfway through again. I'm guessing this is the regular place again now.
Yeah, it's been really weird because like the last time I saw the Elimination Chamber was when Kevin Owens won the Intercontinental Championship. No.
He beat John Cena.
Ryback won the Intercontinental Championship, and it was the first John Cena Kevin Owens match, which was still fucking phenomenal.
Agreed. Chauncey Bullock then says beat up John Cena. WWE is WCW 2.0. Hashtag beat up Sammy. I'm a Carmella kind of guy. Hashtag beat up Boom. He says that every shit.
That's gonna be our anti-Boom shirt. We're just gonna have shirts that say hashtag beat up Boom Boom.
JBL versus Dolph Ziggler. Hashtag this is awesome. Yeah, they kind of did tease that, didn't they? The little JBL coming out of retirement versus Dolph Ziggler. Wouldn't that be a spectacle?
Wouldn't it though? As long as I get to see one good clothesline from hell.
Oh, dude, I used to love it. I used to love his clothesline from hell. It was unbelievable. Anyway, thank you all for the live comments. We appreciate them all. We'll be back tomorrow with an NXT review and then an NXT TakeOver San Antonio preview / predictions. Thursday, your TNA review and then the Royal Rumble preview predictions. Friday, Evolve 76 review. Saturday, Evolve 77 maybe, and Royal Rumble. Not Royal Rumble, NXT TakeOver San Antonio review, and then Sunday night for the big one, 15 to 20 minutes after the Royal Rumble airs, will be live. So please remember that, 15 to 20 minutes. I have to walk home and set up. Sammy has to kick loads of imbeciles out of his house, all drunken imbeciles. I will have had a little bit of alcoholic beverage in me. Sammy probably has a little bit of alcoholic beverage in me. So if we're a bit markish, we do apologize.
I'm going to have alcoholic beverage in you? That's going to be complicated as fuck. Does that mean everything I drink just gets passed on to you? Because if that's the case, I'm getting blitzkrieg drunk, so you are, and I'm fine.
Oh, no, I'm not getting drunk. Right, what happens is every year at the Rumble, we play the Royal Rumble game. If you just type it into the Google machine, just GTS it, just Royal Rumble drinking game. Do not play that with shots. I warn you. Last year, I had to send a message to Dave saying I can't go live. I'm on the floor somewhere. Like, don't do it with shots. Do it with beer. If you do it with beer, you'll be fine. But there's so many times you drink. There's points you're like, ooh. And there's points where you have to take 3 at once, 2 at once. Don't do it with shots because you'll be annihilated. But it's a fun game to play if there's lots of you.
I'm going to look that up. We're totally going to play that.
Lots of different ones. You can make your own. Like, we made like a rule where if we predict, and we predicted, we gave numbers. So what we did is I think there was 3 of us last year. We all picked 3 numbers, just randomly picked numbers, and we had to pick that guy. And say I picked number 30. Because I picked number 30, that meant if that guy got eliminated, I'd have to take 30 shots.
Jesus.
Yeah, you get that? Thankfully, Triple H won the Rumble last year, and I was saved. Okay, but that's a dangerous game to play, and I don't recommend it. But you can make your own little things up, and it's really fun. But the Rumble's all about fun. But we will be here post-live 20 minutes anyway. Okay. And post-live listeners right now, please put in the comments what you thought about this show. Just get the comments rolling, because that's the best way to help this show grow is comments, because then it's more in YouTube search boxes for some really fucked up reason.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Check out Kocosports.net. I put an article up about Sabu today. He annihilated the Hall of Fame really fucking badly, and he just erased his ticket into the Hall of Fame anytime soon.
Really?
Yes, it was bad. And then Manny Pacquiao talked about Conor McGregor, saying that if Floyd Mayweather wouldn't accept the fight, he would do it, and that Mayweather would obliviate Conor McGregor in a boxing match.
Oh, yeah, because it's a boxing match.
Yeah, if it's a boxing match, Mayweather wins. If it's an MMA fight, McGregor wins. Either way, it's just money, isn't it? So Kocosports.net is the place to be. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button next to the subscribe button so you know when we go live each and every single time. I want to thank you guys, the new subscribers. We aimed for 7,000 subscribers for the Royal Rumble. We're already way past that on our road to 7,050. So thank you very much, new subscribers and old subscribers, for staying loyal. Thank you for choosing us for your home for SmackDown Live review post-show. Sammy, we'll see you again on Sunday.
Story time. We're going to do story time.
Yeah, go. Cool. It's cool.
Story time. So, as some of y'all might have known, most of y'all probably didn't, a couple weekends ago, again, I live in Birmingham, Alabama, and our SmackDown Live came through. So their live events came through. So it was a house show, and it was SmackDown. A lot of fun. Honestly, house shows are the most fun shows to go to. I've been to pay-per-views. I've been to televised events. I've been to house shows. House shows are the most fun WWE shows because the wrestlers can just let loose and have a good damn time. And it was a lot of fun. Well, here it is. I got Bullet Club shirts for me and my whole crew because we're big Bullet Club fans. Like, each one of us has a guy that was or is in the Bullet Club who is one of our favorites of all time. So we're rocking it. And the main event is AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin versus John Cena. Well, we got really good seats. My buddy, fun size, he's short. He's 4'6", so we didn't want to be on the floor because he wouldn't be able to see. But we're on the very first rail of the stadium seats. So we're only like 15 feet away from the ring, 20 feet. Really good seats. Well, some kid sits down in front of us on the floor, decked, he's probably 9 to 11, decked head to fucking toe in John Cena gear.
Oh, no.
Head to toe. Just, like, you could tell. And we all looked at each other and made that mental link like, that's our bitch. That's
right. When he means that, he doesn't mean sexually harassing the young man, just to put it out there.
So, it gets to the main event, and they announce that it's for the WWE Championship. So we know John Cena's not going to win. And I just looked at the other two guys, and I pointed at the kid. I was like, that motherfucker's going to get so hard by the disappointment train. So Cena comes out, and, he notices us because we're just, screaming John Cena sucks. And he's just like, let's go Cena. And we're just hollering. 3 full-grown men are screaming, let's go AJ, as loud as we can at a child. And we just gave him hell through the entire match. Also, AJ went and hit all 4 corners of the ring, and he just kind of put his hands up. But when he came to our corner, we all just screamed too sweet and threw it up the too sweet, and he put up the too sweet. So we're in the Bullet Club now. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but that's the official initiation into the Bullet Club. So
It
we're just
fucking
yelling at this child, and his dad is laughing so fucking hard because he knows exactly what we're doing. And his son's just like, yeah, Cena's got to win. He's got to beat him up. Well, of course, AJ wins, and he cheats to win. And I shit you not, this kid is like crawling over his dad on his shoulder, just kind of grin at us, screaming, he cheated! He cheated! That's not fair! And we're all just like, woo, AJ, too sweet, too sweet, too sweet for you. And you an AJ fan, too sweet. And this kid's like almost in tears. And we're just yelling, let's go AJ at him. And his dad didn't give a fuck. It was just, oh my God. It was those like fucking $80 tickets. If it was just that match alone to yell at children, it was 100% worth it.
Oh, it does.
It was so much fun. So do yourself a favor, go to a WWE live show and yell at children.
Fuck, you heard that first here on Kocosports.net. Jesus Christ. Anyway, with that being said, hope you've enjoyed the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's very fun, very enjoyable show as always when I'm joined by Sammy. So Royal Rumble will be even funner when there's actually alcoholic beverages inside me. Now I do worry. Anything guys say does not come into any offense to Kocosports.net. No affiliation at all. We might do it and say, look, this isn't the Kocosports.net yearly Royal Rumble review. This is LK's and Sammy's Royal Rumble review, so we don't get ourselves in trouble. So that being said, thanks for joining me today, Sammy. I'll see you Sunday. Enjoy your Rumble party. I'll enjoy mine. Until tomorrow for an NXT review, stay safe, stay golden. We'll be catching your asses down the line.
Look out for Clown.